everyone. Tutu Mora here with the Why, bringing you tools to feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. So today, we're going to be working on cultivating that sense of peace and calm amidst the chaos of what's going on right now. So to do that, we're going to be doing some Qigong. Qigong is kind of like Tai Chi. It's a slow moving meditation that allows you to really get centered. So letting that awareness fall all the way down into the center of your body and hold on to that. Let it sort of cultivate a sense of peace from the inside out. And so that can be particularly helpful right now, of course, because of everything that's going on. We need to really, take care of ourselves in that way, because emotional tension can become physical tension. Anxiety does become physical. And physical tension can also increase our emotional tension and our anxiety as well. So really giving yourself a few minutes to find your center and find that peacefulness is going to help not only you, but every single person that you interact with. So today we're just going to be going through a few Qigong movements, and we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up here. So I'm going to take a couple steps back, and if anything feels uncomfortable, or if anything tests the range of your motion here, just see if you can find your comfort level in your own body. So you can take things to a smaller range of motion, and the moves that we do here, you can even do sitting down if that is more comfortable for you. So take this opportunity just to open that dialogue with your body and see what feels good for you today. So if you're able, go ahead and take a step back, feet hip distance apart, parallel, and we're going to take a roll down to start. So we're going to use this as an opportunity just to scan our body and where we might be feeling any tension or tightness. If you're sitting down, just take a couple deep breaths and see where you can notice where you're holding that tension. So I'm going to start with a roll down here. I'm going to tuck my chin gently, keeping a little bend through the knees, and just articulate down through the length of the spine. So rolling down towards your feet, stopping if you feel any tension or tightness. And just noticing how that feels, how your spine is moving before stacking yourself slowly all the way back up. And now we're going to continue with just a couple little ways to find the center of our body, so to get centered. So let's place one hand over our center, right below the belly button, kind of. Left hand over right, closing the eyes. And let's just take a few deep breaths here. So let that breath come all the way down the length of your torso into your low belly. Breathing into the center of your body, as if with every inhale, you're just bringing life into that space. One more nice deep inhale all the way down. Exhaling fully. And then you can go ahead and bring your arms out to the sides. Let's flex at the wrist as if you're pushing the walls away to either side of you. And start to curl your fingers in, rotating through the wrists, opening back out, letting those shoulders drop away from the ears. And so I'll just bring my hand a little bit closer to the camera so you can see, just curling those fingers in, rotating through the wrists, opening back out, and pushing the walls away, reaching through the heels of those hands. And then again. Getting in little wrist cracks here, which is going to feel really nice, especially if you've been in front of a computer all day, holding a phone all day. And then let's take this into a little side bend. Again, see if you can keep that awareness on the center of your body, so that space right below your belly button. Nice. Okay, so our first movement, we're just going to start swirling. So almost like you're one of those windmills or energy turbines here, keeping that awareness on the center of your body. You're going to reach into the ground beneath you and into the sky above you. So Qigong is very much about balancing Earth and the universe. So bringing balance, if you've ever heard of yin and yang. So bringing these two opposing forces into balance and harmony. So that's what we're doing here. We're bringing Earth and the universe together into balance, all in front of our center. So let's just take a couple swirls here, really feeling into that, feeling into the fact that we are bringing these two energies into balance. And in so doing, we're also bringing our body and our emotions into balance. So we'll just take a couple more here, as if you're digging even a little bit deeper, reaching out a little bit further. And then we'll go into the next move. So you're gonna stack your hands one on top of the other here. So one hand is gonna be at the height of your center, other hand at the height of your forehead. And you're just, as if you're pushing an imaginary wall in front of you. You're pushing that to one side. You're reaching into the earth, pulling up that earth, stacking it on top of your wall, and pushing it to the other side. So all of this is, of course, you're not actually doing it, but it's the idea of bringing that up, adding it to this movement so you can bring things into better balance and harmony. So let's take that a few more times each way, digging into that earth, pulling it up, stacking it on top, and pushing that again, as if you're pushing that wall across the center of your body. And so now here, if you've done this movement a couple times and you kind of have the hang of it, go ahead and close your eyes and see if you can just feel into it, keeping that awareness on your center. And then let's take this one more time to each side. So pulling that up, pushing it across. Okay, so the last movement we'll do here today, we're going to return to that swirling motion. Again, keeping that awareness on your center. So we're going to swirl 3 times. So swirling, swirl, swirl, and then we're going to switch those hands. This hand is going to pull in energy from the universe, this lower hand energy from the earth. And then we're going to swirl again, twice. Switching those hands again. And then bringing all of that into your center. So let's do that again. You're going to swirl, 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 and switch those hands. Allow those two energies, those two yin and yang energies to flow right in, and then we're going to swirl again twice. Switching those hands. Again, bringing those two energies into balance, and then we're going to bring that balanced energy into our center. So let's do that 2 more times. Swirling, and switching those hands, swirling again, and switching those hands. Bringing that balanced energy into your center. 1 more time. Last time. And let's take another deep inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's start to pull all of this energy that we've cultivated into the center of our body. So into that space right below the belly button. Pull it all in. And then we'll close it down by just reaching our arms out and up right below that space. Last time here. Little thank you note to yourself for taking some time to cultivate some more peace and calm in your life. And you can go ahead and drop those arms. So Qigong repetition helps. So once you kind of get those movements under your belt, you can sink into it a little bit more, keeping that awareness on your center and really sliding into that meditative movement part of it. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time with more tips and tools to help you feel well in your body, mind, and spirit.